Hello students, welcome to the channel The Royal Chemistry, all about chemistry. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம வீடியோல general trends in properties of D block elements discuss பண்ண போறோம். D block elements உள்ள propertiesல first property metallic nature. So இது class 12 chemistry D block unit 4ல இருந்து உங்களுக்கு இந்த டாபிக் நான் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண போறேன். இதுதான் அந்த ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸில் இருக்கிற ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி. டோட்டலாக நமக்கு 10 ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ் இருக்கும். ஒன் பை ஒன்னாக ஒவ்வொரு வீடியோவும் உங்களுக்கு நான் கொடுக்குறேன். ஸோ லெட்ஸ் see about the lesson unit 4. Here the unit 4 is D block elements. That is transition metals and inner transition metals. Both are we are going to discuss in this chapter. Now let me explain about what is this transition elements. Transition elements are called as D block elements and inner transition is F block elements. So D and F block, that is together, it is given in this chapter unit 4 in class 12. Video full watch பண்ணுங்க, subscribe பண்ணாதவங்க பண்ணிக்கோங்க. So D block elements வந்து அந்த periodic tableல middleல இருக்கும், have valence electrons in the D orbital. So let me tell you now that D block elements, it starts from 3D series starts from scandium to zinc, 4D series yttrium to cadmium, 5D series lanthanum, then hafnium to mercury, 6D series actinium, then 104 rutherfordium to now a new element was found, that is copernicium. So it's there are totally we have 39 elements are there in the D block. Now we have to discuss the properties of the D block elements. As I told you, D block elements we have 10 properties are there. So first I am going to discuss about the first property for you, that is metallic nature. Now here D block elements are classified into 4 series already I told you, that is 3D series, 4D series and 65D and 60, you know it. But period belong to 4, 5, 6 and 7 period. Now let's see the general trends in properties of all the transition elements in the series of 3D, 4D and 5D. The very first property is the metallic behavior of the D block element. The second property is about variation in the atomic radius and ionic radius. The third property is ionization enthalpy. And the fourth property is oxidation state. Okay, so and the next property is, it's very important thing you have to discuss, standard electrode potential of the transition metals. Now 5 we have we know the 5 now. Now next 5 thing I am going to say to you, that is sixth property is magnetic properties. Okay, so whether it is diamagnetic or paramagnetic we can explain. The next one is about property number 7, catalytic property. All the D block elements are used as catalyst. Why, what is the reason, why, what is the nature of catalyst, all those we can discuss there. Alloy formation, property number 8. So alloys, D block elements are used to form alloys. Okay, let's see that in that property. Property number 9 is, it can use to form interstitial compounds. Why they are selecting D block element for the formation of interstitial compounds? Already we studied in Frenkel defect. No, that okay, I will explain it. The next one is 10, that is the formation of complexes. Many of the transition metals are used for making complexes. Why? That is also I will explain in each properties. Let's see the first property now, that is about metallic property. Yes, of course, all the D block elements are all metals only. There is no non-metal or metalloid in the D block. Only metals are present in the D block. And most have one or more chemically active D electrons. So, எதுக்கு அந்த D electrons active-ஆ இருக்குது? So, form a bonding. Okay. So, அந்த electron தான் நம்ம bonding-க்கு use பண்ண போறோம். So, this relatively smaller difference in the energies in the different D orbitals. So, dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, dz square 5 orbital இருக்கும். அதில் energy difference வந்து ரொம்ப different-ஆ இருக்காது. So, all the electrons will be involved in the bonding. So, they participate in chemical bonding and that is the thing which forms a bond. Then metallic bond, where the metals are present in the D block. D block is present in the middle of the series, that is between S and P block. That's why it gets a name as transition elements. All are metals. Okay, you can see this one. All the D block elements are metals. Now let's see that all the transition elements are metals. Already I told you all are metals only. What is the nature of the metals? Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Yes, you know that already. It's a good conductor of heat and electricity. One example, if I want to say copper, I can say it's a good conductor of heat and electricity. It belongs to D block. All the transition elements are very hard in nature. Since it is metallic, it is very hard, but one exception is there. That is the thing you have to learn. That is group number 11 elements. They are all very soft in nature. That is about copper, silver and gold. Now we can see some transition elements and their usages. Here the transition elements are very shiny in nature, high melting point and boiling point and high densities. So some of the uses are, it can be used for making coins and used for making buildings and makings, and also we can use it for some electrical appliances. I told you that copper can be used for making electrical appliances, and silver is the highest thing which conduct electricity even at room temperature. So these are all the examples of the D block elements for their metallic nature. Now let's see the next thing about that is the atoms of the D block elements. That is transition elements are closely packed. That is hexagonal close packed or cubic close packed or body centered cubic close packed. They are very closely packed and they are held together by strong metallic bonds. Already I told you the electrons which are present in the D involved in the bond formation. So therefore have to held together by the strong metallic bond here, which have an appreciable covalent character. That bonds have the appreciable covalent character. So this is the reason why these metals have high melting point and boiling point. Got it? So அது வந்து க்ளோஸாக பேக் ஆகிருக்கு, அங்கே பாண்டிங் வந்து ஸ்ட்ராங்காக இருக்குது and appreciable to the covalent bond. So it's the strongest one, you know it. So that's why these are the points which makes that transition elements have high melting point and the boiling point. Okay, so now let's see about that strength of the metallic bonding. Okay, so this is about the metallic bonding in the transition elements. Okay, what about that high melting point and the boiling point of the transition elements? Now see about the strength. Now the strength of the metallic bond, where it depends upon. The strength of the metallic bond depends upon. So more the strength you need for the metals to be bond, then we need no more number of unpaired electrons. That is the thing you have to concentrate. Clear? So more the strength you need, more number of unpaired electrons is needed. So strength of the metallic bond depends upon, the very key point is number of unpaired electrons in the outermost shell of the atom. It should have some number of unpaired electrons in the outermost shell of the atom. Unpaired na single electrons இல்லையா, பேரா ஆகாம சிங்கிளா இருக்கிற எலக்ட்ரான்ஸ் வந்து நிறைய இருக்கிற மாதிரி நம்ம எந்த மெட்டலுக்கு இருக்கோ அந்த மெட்டலோட பாண்டிங் வந்து ஸ்ட்ராங்காக இருக்கும், ஸ்ட்ரென்த் வந்து அதிகமாக இருக்கும். நீங்கள் பிகினிங்கில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்பர் ஆஃப் அன்பேர்ட் எலக்ட்ரான்ஸ் 1 2 3 4 வரும். நடுவில் வரும்போது மேங்கனீஸ் பக்கத்தில் நீங்கள் வரும்போது நம்பர் ஆஃப் அன்பேர்ட் எலக்ட்ரான்ஸ் அதிகமாக இருக்கும். ஈவன் குரோமியத்துக்கு கூட நம்பர் ஆஃப் அன்பேர்ட் எலக்ட்ரான்ஸ் 5 இருக்கும், மேங்கனீஸ்க்கும் 5 இருக்கும். ஸோ எங்கே நம்பர் ஆஃப் அன்பேர்ட் எலக்ட்ரான்ஸ் அதிகமாக இருக்கோ அப்போ வந்து ஸ்ட்ரென்த் ஆஃப் த மெட்டலிக் பாண்டும் அதிகமாக இருக்கும். இந்த ஒரு கீ பாயிண்ட் தெரிஞ்சாலே போதும் நம்ம மெட்டல்ஸோட கேரக்டர் படிக்கிறதுக்கு. ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் திங் எப்படின்னா, சப்போஸ் இஃப் யூ ஹாவ் மோர் நம்பர் ஆஃப் அன்பேர்ட் எலக்ட்ரான்ஸ் மீன்ஸ் கேன் யூ ஃபில்ட் more number of unpaired electron. If the metal has more number of unpaired electron, that is greater the number of unpaired electron, stronger is the metallic bonding. Okay, that's good. So now let's see the next thing is about that in the interstitial, that is the transition metal series. We have 4 series. Now let me explain about first 3D series. What about the metallic nature of this series? So what are the elements we have? The scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper and zinc. So here first that metallic melting point first increases from scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium. The melting point increases because as the number of unpaired electron increases involved for bonding also. And finally it reaches a maximum. Okay, then what will happen when it reaches the maximum value and then it gets decreases. It gets decreases as the d electrons started pair up. Why? Because அப்போ 5க்கு அப்புறம் என்ன வரும் 6 வரும்போது கண்டிப்பாக பேரிங் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகிடும். ஸோ 6 பேரிங் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆக நம்பர் ஆஃப் அன்பேர்ட் எலக்ட்ரான்ஸ் வந்து கம்மியாக ஆரம்பிக்கும். அப்போ பாண்டில் இன்வால்வ் ஆகிறதும் கம்மியாகும். ஸோ லெஸ் அவைலபிள் ஃபார் பாண்டிங். Okay, you can see that graphical representation for all the series. First one manganese with that is first series, that is 3D series, 4D series, 5D series. 3 series have given for you. In the first series, if you check out the manganese which is present here, no, then left side if you check out scandium will be there. So scandium whose melting point is, what I told you, beginning la வந்து melting point வந்து increase ஆகி நடுவுல வந்து என்ன செய்யும் decrease ஆகி மறுபடியும் அது என்ன செய்யும் increase ஆகி மூவ் ஆகும். அப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பிகினிங்ல increase ஆகுதுன்னா அந்த ரேஞ்ச் நீங்க தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். ஸ்காண்டியத்துக்கு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அதோட melting point வந்து 1814 you can say 1814 Kelvin. That is the melting point of scandium. Next to that it's little maximum for the vanadium, that is 2183 Kelvin for vanadium. Okay, scandium, vanadium. Chromium also close to the vanadium, 2180 Kelvin. Got it? Okay, so now let's see why this chromium has maximum melting point 2180 Kelvin. Why it has this much of melting point? So why? Because it has more number of unpaired electron. As I told you, it has argon 3d5 4s1 configuration, and it increases the strength of the metallic bond between the atom. More the number of unpaired electrons, greater will be the strength of the bond. Let's see about the next question is why manganese in the 3D series has low melting point. Low melting point, here we have the pointers that there is in the manganese we have argon 3d5 configuration. Am I right? Argon with 3d5 and 4s2 configuration it has. So manganese has the highest number of unpaired electrons in the series. At the same time you have to check out the stability of this one. Even though it has 5 unpaired electron, it is more stable. Am I right? So manganese is more stable in half filled configuration. So that is why the reason behind that one is it has low melting point, because the max, that is the melting point in the middle of this maximum melting point at the about the middle of the transition metal series indicates that it has d5 configuration is favorable for strong interatomic attraction. That means the manganese has 5 electron in its d orbital. This is an half filled configuration. Yes, I told you half filled and completely filled are more stable, as you know. That is half filled and completely filled configuration. So here manganese in half filled configuration. Hence the electrons are not free to participate in bonding. Even though it has unpaired electron, more number of unpaired electron, they are not free to participate in the metallic bonding. So that is why, that's the reason for the manganese in the 3D series have low melting point. You got it? Yes. So now you have a question, that is let's see, that is electronic configuration of manganese. Already I told you there is 25 3d5 argon 3d5 4s2 configuration. Now I'm going to ask a question for you. Are you ready? Yes. The question is for you. Check out the electronic configuration here. According to Aufbau principle, you have to fill the electrons in the increasing order of energy. 1s2, then come to 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, and it has the maximum number of unpaired electron, but all the electrons are not involved in the bonding. That's why we are getting low melting point. And here this is the question for you. Find out the answer for the electronic configuration of the Mn2+. Okay, you will get your answer at the end of this video. Now let's see the technetium. About the technetium, where it is present. It is present in the 4D series, just below the manganese. Okay, here it is also having number of 5 unpaired electrons in it. So technetium of 4D series, which has exceptional case, it has low melting point. Why? Because due to the stable d5 configuration, the same as that of the manganese, it is just present below the manganese only. Okay, so even though it has unpaired electron, not involved in the bond formation. Another question you have in that exceptional question, that is why zinc, cadmium and mercury have low melting point. where they are present. They are present at the end of the series, that is 3d10 4s2 for zinc, for cadmium 4d10 5s2, and for mercury it is 6d10, that is about 60 4d10 5s2 and 6d10 7s2. So here the point is metallic bonding, that is zinc, cadmium and mercury have low melting point because here the metallic bond present in them are very weak in nature. That's why it has very low melting point, because it has completely filled configuration. The electrons are not free to involve in bond formation. So they are not involved in the bond formation, that's why it has low melting point. You can see the electronic configuration of zinc here with the 3d10 4s2 argon configuration. Then next one you have that next to cadmium and mercury. So where the cadmium is krypton configuration 5s2 4d10 5s2. Mercury is xenon configuration 6s2, that is 5d10 6s2 with 4f14 configuration. All are completely filled d orbitals. So next one more question you have, that is which then out of the d block element which metal has the highest melting point? Okay, lowest is we know that manganese and technetium. Now we have a question that which metal has highest melting point? The highest melting point is tungsten. Tungsten has the highest melting point. So this tungsten is have highest melting point. So how much melting point? What's the melting point of the tungsten is 3404. That is 14. 3414 is the degree Celsius. That is the melting point of the tungsten. So because of the highest melting point, it is used in, where we can use this one, it is used in that making light bulbs. It's used as a filament in the bulb. Okay, so tungsten is excellent for the use of filament in the bulbs, so light bulbs. So that is the thing, very important for the tungsten. So it's an it takes more temperature, needs more temperature to melt. That's why we are using this one even in the electric light bulbs. And more, why what is the reason behind this? Why we are using this tungsten for that filament? So here the point is tungsten has the point of tungsten. See that bulb, nowadays we cannot able to see this one. Nowadays we have so many LED bulbs we have, am I right? So this is a bulb which is made up of tungsten filament. It never melts because melting point is about 3414 degrees Celsius. So okay, now let's see about what is the reason behind this one, why this tungsten has highest melting point, and the same time why this is used in the bulb, because it has low thermal expansion. It never expand when heating. Second thing, it has highest melting point 3414 degrees Celsius, and more than that it has high tensile strength. Okay, so because of these three reasons, this tungsten originates from the strong covalent bond also. So that is the reason behind that. It has 5d electrons also. Okay, so it is formed between the tungsten atom by the 5d electron. So these are the reasons we have for the tungsten has highest melting point. Now I told you that I'll give the answer at the end of this video, that is about Mn2 plus is just 3d5, maximum number of unpaired electron. It has 5 unpaired electrons alone at that. So it's a half filled and stable configuration. Mn2 plus is more stable than Mn. Okay, clear? So hope you will understand this video about the metallic nature. Greater the number of unpaired electron, greater will be the strength of the bond, but you have to check out that number of unpaired electron in d orbital is 5. It is more stable. So due to the stability, they will not involve in the bond formation, so they have the low melting point. That is exceptional cases. We have manganese and technetium. Highest melting point is tungsten, already I told you, and which don't have a melting point. Less melting point is zinc, cadmium and mercury because of the completely filled configurations. So my next video is about atomic radius, the second property. We will discuss in that. Thank you students, thank you so much for watching my videos, and thank you for your support. And if you have a doubt, please mention your doubt in my comment section. I will clear the doubts for you, and thanks for your support. Thank you so much students. Subscribe my channel, like, share this video with your friends, follow the Instagram page of mine and name is given in the description box. Comment.